All right, Godtear enthusiasts, tabletop immortality is ours. We just need to take it. And in exploring this great game, I wanted to kind of circle back around. We've been pushing up some warband ideas. We've been exploring some of the different warbands that are out there for the game, exploring the missions themselves, the tactical fluidity of the missions. And I've pushed these up to my channel under the Godtear playlist. And we do have to circle around and explore some of the different options in the later missions. But with the current new releases that have unfolded out in the game, and now the game has been out for a while and has reached that maturity level, I'm asking the question, what's going to be next for this game? I love Godtear, very fluid, very dynamic. I want it to continue. I want it to continue to be successful because I want more Godtear stuff. So certainly we're going to get more warbands. We're going to get more warbands to play, more champions with different abilities, and slight deviations from the established abilities. But I don't think, I was thinking about this, I don't think we're going to get a new color. I don't think we're going to get a new faction, simply because how would that interplay with the two starter sets and the factions and the rules that are on there? I could be wrong. We could introduce an entirely new faction, and that would certainly shake up the game, not only in responses in terms of now, okay, we've got some amazing new stuff to collect, but what it would open up in terms of combos would be absolutely amazing. And one of the things that keeps me riveted to Godtear is the synergies between the different warbands. We all have our favorite warbands, but as your collection grows and you expand them out, there's just so much tactically that you can do, so many different play styles to be able to interact just as they are right now with the factions. So to open that up, that is very, very intriguing. But I don't think they're necessarily going to go in that direction right now, maybe at some point. The biggest thing, if you asked me, well, Fritz, what would you like to see beyond more warbands? I would love to see a mission book. I was going to say a campaign book. I mean, we had the initial campaign. I'd like to see a dedicated mission book where maybe it outlines a little bit more of the lore of the world. Maybe it offers some alternative ways to play. But I find that if we look at a wargaming system, once a number of factions have been established, or it could be armies or squadrons, whatever we're going to approach, having more of a diversity of missions and dynamic missions, especially given the lore behind the Godtears, they're not just static objective markers. They're literally literal salty tears from the gods themselves. And their ability to multiply, to change, to transform, to switch, that again offers so many play styles. And the core missions themselves are absolutely fantastic. In my opinion, some of the most dynamic tactics and core possibilities of any miniature skirmish / war game that's out there. So it's already a strength. But if there was a book that gave us 12 more missions, I would totally be into that and involved in that. And the question that I wonder is, even if you made it a downloadable asset, a downloadable PDF, or maybe it is better selling it for a book because it makes it pirating a little bit more challenging, a little bit more difficult to do. But that's the next step in addition to more warbands that if you asked, I would like to see. That would open up a ton. I feel that would open up a lot. As for a new starter set, I mean, we've got two amazing starter sets as they are. I think if they were going to do a new starter set, and I would certainly be interested in that because we'd get two new factions, we'd get a new gaming board to fight on. Certainly, I think from that perspective, there's the opportunity maybe to introduce a new faction through that. Have one of the starter set factions be a new faction. That would tie in the duality of bringing in new players with that starter set, but also buying that faction. So maybe that's a possibility also. But over the course of the next year, what do you guys think? Fellow Godtear enthusiasts, what do you think? What direction and what future expansions do you think that we're going to get in the game?